Church of St. Nicholas was a Gothic revival cathedral that was formerly one of the 5 Lutheran churches in the city of Hamburg, Germany. The original chapel, a wooden building, was completed in 1195. It was replaced by a brick church in the 14th century, which was eventually destroyed by fire in 1842. The church was completely rebuilt by 1874, and was the tallest building in the world from 1874 to 1876. It was designed by the English architect George Gilbert Scott. The bombing of Hamburg in World War I destroyed the bulk of the church. The removal of the rubble left only its crypt, its site and tall spired tower, largely hollow save for a large set of bells. These ruins continue to serve as a memorial and an important architectural landmark. When Hamburg residents mention the Nikolai, it is generally to this church that they are referring, and not to the new house church dedicated to St. Nicholas in the Harvest Field district. The remains of the old church are the second tallest structure in Hamburg. In 2005, an elevator was installed to a 75.3-meter high platform. The clearly visible tower of the Church of St. Nicholas served as a goal and orientation marker for pilots of the Allied air forces during the extensive air raids on Hamburg. On July 28, 1943, the church was heavily damaged by aerial bombs. The roof collapsed and the interior of the nave suffered heavy damage. The walls began to show cracks, yet neither they nor the tower collapsed. After the war, the basic structure of the Gothic church remained intact to a large extent, and reconstruction was a realistic option. Nevertheless, it was decided to demolish the nave while leaving the tower untouched. As the vicinity of the church was no longer a residential area, a new church of St. Nicholas was built in the district of Harvest Field. In 1951, the nave was finally demolished and the rubble was partially used for the reinforcement of the banks of the River Elbe. The loss of a valuable Gothic revival architectural monument was regretted by many, but after the war there were other priorities as far as a reconstruction was concerned. Compared to the Church of Michael the Archangel, the Church of St. Nicholas was not regarded regarded as one of Hamburg's most important landmarks. The tower and some remains of the wall have since been preserved as a memorial against war. For several decades they were not cared for, and, consequently, they gradually decayed. In 1987, the Variante Nikolai Rescue Street Nicholas's Church Foundation began to restore the existing fabric of the building and erected a so-called place of encounters, a room for events and exhibitions in the crypt. The organization attempts to salvage pieces of Rome that were removed in 1951, such as pieces from the destroyed Maypole from the River Alba in November 2000. The reconstruction of the church, as done with the Church of Our Lady in Dresden, is not intended. However, a 51-bell carillon was installed in 1993 as a memorial. Is the result of the bombing of Hamburg in World War I, the removal of its ruinous walls and rubble in 1951, and restoration work to the tower in the 1990s and 2012. The Variante Nikolai Foundation works to restore the tower further and improve its memorial wall, supported by the city of Hamburg, the congregation of the Kirche, and various corporate sponsors and private contributors. The organization is charged with maintaining the building's existing structure, restoration, arranging events and displays in the church, and operating an information center housed in the church's crypt. Since September 1, 2005, the elevator has taken visitors to a 75.3-meter high, 247 feet platform inside the tower, two history panels, and a panoramic view over Hamburg, and in particular the nearby Speicherstadt. Was a Gothic revival cathedral that was formerly one of the 5 European churches in the city of Hamburg, Germany. The original chapel, a wooden building, was completed in 1195. It was replaced by a brick church in the 14th century, which was eventually destroyed by fire in 1842. The church was completely rebuilt by 1874, and was the tallest building in the world from 1874 to 1876. It was designed by architect George Gilbert Scott. The bombing of Hamburg in World War I destroyed the bulk of the church. The removal of the rubble left only its crypt, its site and tall spired tower, largely hollow save for a large set of bells. These ruins continue to serve as a memorial and an important architectural landmark. When Hamburg residents mention the Nikolai, it is generally to this church that they are referring, and not to the new Kirche dedicated to St. Nicholas in the Harvest-Cuban district. Church are the second tallest structure in Hamburg. In 2005, an elevator was installed to a 75.3-meter high platform.